Hello, thank you for clicking the link. I know you're really busy. I'm not going to waste your time. I just want to tell you a little bit about an upcoming event related to Cogneeto. What Cogneeto is a tool that allows us to go from this general idea that we all share, that we need to be teaching our students how to think critically, creatively, to communicate well, both receptively and expressively, to collaborate, and perhaps more important than anything, to develop their metacognitive skills, to self-reflect. So everyone talks about these things, and especially somebody like Michael Fullen, for example, has had a very strong influence. But the question is, how do you actually change the way we teach so that we can give students the regular exercise they need with these skills? That's the only way they'll develop it, but in a way that kind of fits with the current school system and that can actually show you that it's doing what we hope it's doing. Okay, so Cogneeto, we believe, is such a tool. Very bare bones. It involves 3 phases. Students first submit something, anything. I'll come back to that. They then log on and they see a subset of the work that their peers submitted, anonymously presented, randomly selected from the class. And their task at this point is to be the teacher to some extent, to give their peers constructive criticism in terms of how they could do better. And if you think about the process involved in that, imagine they're seeing, say, 3 peers' work. They have to think critically about the pieces they're reading, thinking about how it could be improved. They have to think creatively because we tell them to give this student some concrete ideas about how to improve their work. They have to communicate this all well. They're doing it all in a collaborative setting, and they're seeing their peers work on an assignment they themselves did. So they can't help but make the connection back to their own work, especially when they see an assignment that's much better than theirs. They not only know that, but they get a sense of how they themselves can improve. While they're doing this to their peers are also doing this to them. So in the 3rd phase, they log in, they see the comments and feedback given to their work, and they get this immediately, by the way. And now they have to think about those comments because we give them the chance to revise their work and make it better. So they read the comments, they think critically about what was good and what isn't good. Do they agree with all the comments? Then they creatively use this to improve their work. Again, all of this happening in the context of their work. All of these skills, which are a big part of the 6 C's, are being applied in whatever context the assignment is about. So if it's an assignment about citizenship, let's say, then they're thinking critically and creatively, etc., and communicating about citizenship. So we boldly claim that Cogneeto can exercise any skill you want students to exercise, and it can do so in a way that really works with the regular assignment way of doing things. It just kicks it up a notch by doing it all within this peer assessment and self-assessment tool. I also want to say, by the way, these are not just claims. Cogneeto was developed for my class. I teach a very large intro psych class, and we've done research all along the way. And this research has told us that not only can we exercise these skills, but we can actually assess them while students are doing the assignments. So not as a separate enterprise. And when we assess them and when we look at the data, we see evidence of improvement in both metacognition and critical thought, as well as a number of other core learning objectives that we're interested in. So if I've engaged your mind, if I've grabbed you at all, what I would really like to do is one of 2 things. First thing, there is a lunch and learn being held at Pearson. This lunch and learn will describe Cogneeto in the context of something called the Global Teenager Project, because I think that really shows you the power. So this is a project that brings together students internationally to work together on projects. They're using Cogneeto as their capstone experience. And so we'll talk about that. You'll hear from teachers, you'll hear from a vice principal, from Sir Ernest McMillan, so directly from the mouths of people who've used them. You will also indirectly hear from students about the power of Cogneeto. If you could make that event, that would be fantastic. If you can't make the event, if you could send somebody to represent you or your board, that would be fantastic. If neither of those work, please send me an email, jordans@utsc.utoronto.ca. I would love to set up an appointment where we come to you and tell you about Cogneeto if you're interested. I really think teaching these skills is the problem that all of us educators face, and I honestly believe Cogneeto is a very powerful answer to that. It not only allows you to exercise these skills, but also to assess them. It's a cool thing. Students love it. I hope to hear from you. Thank you for the time. Bye-bye.